Hi guys, it's me Noah. We're back on All-Star Tower Defense X, and today we're going to be talking about how the potential of All-Star Tower Defense X is literally through the roof. However, there's a lot to work on, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot to work on. But guys, before we start, like I always say, I'm trying to become the best Roblox anime YouTuber out there. So if you want to join the journey, a like and subscribe would be much appreciated. But with all that being said, I hope you enjoy the video. Alright guys, so coming into the Discord, at the time of recording, some of these were made pretty recently. This one was at 1:45, and this one was a couple days ago. But when I upload this, it'll be on a Friday because I'm on vacation. Do not forget to take vacation sometimes, guys. It's good for you. Do it. Go out there, relax a little bit, and then come back even better than ever. And there are very upvoted things. This one at over 1,000 in 2 days. This one's almost at 1,000 in the first day. And we're going to be reading these guys because, well, like I was saying, ASTD X is a good game. I really like the game, but there is a lot to be worked on, guys. A lot to be worked on. If you've seen the traits video, if you've seen the Ascensions video and whatnot, you know there's a lot to be worked on. A lot to be worked on. So starting off with, this one's my favorite. I'm not going to be doing this the first one. We're going to go over this one right here by DXRKIONYT. And what does he have to say? All right, it's a suggestion. Okay, he says, listen to your community or this fame will wear off eventually. You aren't above the people that pay your rent. Very heavy statement right there. Very heavy statement right there. Remove Ascensions. 100% agree. Horrible mechanic. 100% agree. Having to do all that just to upgrade a unit. Possibly one of the worst mechanics for a TD game I've ever seen. I also heavily agree. The Ascensions are extremely annoying to get. I've seen people tell me they've literally spent a quarter of a day to unlock 4 more upgrades on a unit. That is diabolical and needs to be changed, alright? Next up, change up the UI. It looks nothing like ASTD, and it's just a slightly better copy and paste of other ATDs, which is anime tower defenses. Bring back the old Evo system, along with the feeding system. Stripping away every single mechanic that made All-Star unique, surprisingly, isn't a good idea. I also agree with this, okay? People are saying that, you know, oh, anybody saying the game's not that good anymore is blinded by nostalgia or whatnot, or the nostalgia's getting to them. No, it's not. The game was good back in the day, and they made a new game and changed everything that was good in the previous game. That makes no sense to do. They need to revert the changes. And then he says, buff infinite rewards. He says, yeah, I know people will macro it, but why does that mean the people who don't get punished as well? Doing infinite is useless considering low rewards and no damage tasks, which I also agree on. The infinite rewards are very bad. They need to be buffed. Only thing valuable is the void bags, which have a cap of 99, so even if you macro them overnight, they're going to get capped out anyways, and they only give you really XP. He says, buff some of the 5 stars. He says, come on, why are my Ishtar and 4-star Ichigo almost doing the same amount of damage? I don't really think he understands how Ishtar works in this one, though, because Ishtar ascended with the right skill tree is very, very good. A lot better than 4-star Ichigo. It says, nerf the 0.3% trait. And when orbs come back to the game, make them NM1. I don't know what that means, while traits being a second option / slight buffs. Again, I agree with this too. I pretend that traits to be completely removed and orbs to completely replace them because traits are sure pay to win. They literally made the game right now at the time of recording completely pay to win with traits. 180 traits for 3,000 Robux. The best deal I've ever seen, but it's for Robux. And without Robux, you cannot get anything. And he also says 8,000 Robux items on release day. Collector's item trade value is going to rise. This isn't a good look for the one ATD that's known for not being a cash grab. I also agree with this. Now, it is kind of, you know, a thing to consider that they have to get money to continue to run the game, so they kind of need to have cash grabs, but I mean, this is too much. Traits was enough. I think traits was enough. I know they made bank on traits, and then they added 8,000 Robux collectible items. Like, it's kind of crazy. And make OG wards actually useful. This is also what I was saying in my first or second video on the game. The OG wards were terrible, okay? And it says that the trade value, 7,000 gems, that's just cheap. Also, why doesn't the time chamber keep you from being kicked? Now Xbox players and mobile players can't AFK lol. Good going. Back on OG rewards too, though, like I was saying, the skins and mounts aren't, like, not that special in my opinion. Again, I know I was talking about getting your game passes back, which again, you know, I kind of, you know, take that back what I said. I don't really think they should have done that, but still. The OG rewards are completely terrible. I do not like them at all, and I agree with this guy again. And then lastly, it says, I'm not saying any of this with ill intent. I love the game and I've played for nearly 5 years now. Me too, man. Well, yes, mine and thousands of others' expectations weren't met. It's not too late to change. I completely agree. The potential is literally, well, beyond any other tower defense game on the platform. It can be the best we've ever seen. Original AST was already one of the best we've ever seen, but then there's a bunch of other ones that came along kind of, you know, putting ASTD in the shadow. ASTD X has a chance to come back and easily reclaim everything they had. All right, now next up, this one by Kinda Sorta Torna. All right, I think this one is very good too. Has a little bit more and almost 800 upvotes in the first 7 hours, guys. 7 hours. It's Monday, July 7th, 9 p.m. First 7 hours. Let's read this, okay? Suggestion. Devs, read this suggestion and pay attention to it, for your game will fall off, die, and be the laughingstock of tower defense games, okay? He says they've compiled a list of issues and how to fix them. Unit Ascensions, the worst mechanic a tower defense game could have. What do you mean I have to ascend Sukuna to unlock half his kit? Remove this or at least make it easier to do. Again, I agree with this. Ascensions are literal hell. I made a video on it. They're hell. No, not even an understatement. They're the worst I've ever seen in a tower defense game. Ever. Okay? The UI is just another bland tower defense UI. Bring back the simple old ASTD UI. Also, I mean, not too big of a thing right here, but could be very simple to do and probably get a lot of, you know, good feedback from the community. And then bring back old evolutions and feeding system. We already saw this again in the previous one. Again, like I was saying, a good game, ASTD. You have a chance to bring it back, and you remove like every single thing that was good about the game from the original game. Doesn't make any sense, right? And then he says, buff info rewards. Yeah, nothing more to say to that. Buff them, they're terrible. Also, maybe remove the stack or cap on void bags, because, you know, rerolls are already almost impossible to get, and that's also a sort of small, not even good way to get them. Next up, remove traits. Agree with that. Or at least nerf them. Also agree with that. We are tired of 300% damage traits. The whole community did not want them, but y'all did it anyways to make a quick bag for the trait rerolls. This is true. I think that it was kind of a bag, right? I do think that if ASTD devs did not need money, like if the world could go around without having money, they would not have added traits. I do strongly believe that. I know, though, I'm not going out there and saying that they should just completely regard all what they can be earning and just make the game completely free to play. I know that that's kind of how ASTD was, and with all the new games, it's kind of hard to keep that going. So I get where they're coming from, but still, traits are kind of BS. I want the orbs back, I cannot lie. Speaking of rerolls, if you don't remove traits, make free-to-play players be able to get rerolls. Also, insanely true. You're telling me I have to spend Robux as the best way to get rerolls? It's just not fair at all. I will literally be out here on prodigies on my units because I cannot get rerolls for the life of me, bro. It is impossible. Okay, and so stop being greedy. Again, 8,000 Robux limit is on release. Yeah, again, I'm not going to comment too much on it, but you already had a traits and then you added this. When everybody bought that, that's 2,000 times 8,000. I'm not doing that math right now, though, but it's 160,000. Or no, more than that. 1.6 million Robux, I'm pretty sure, which is absolutely insane. And then OG rewards sucked. I'll screw with this. You know, change them a little bit more. And it says bring back damage test. It's borderline impossible to gain gems as of now. The event system's not an excuse. The points are useless if you do not win. Again, true. The points, no one even wins these. It's only top 3. And gems are also impossible to get anyways. And then next up, nerf NPC fights. I don't really agree with this, to be honest, because they're not even that hard. Like, you can do these with any ascended units, and you have so much money to start off with. There's no point in, you know, nerfing these. I don't know why they want them nerfed. And then get rid of the upgrade cooldown and place animations. I'll screw with this. I don't know why you have to be, like, spending 2 minutes trying to get your unit off your cloud if you have the OG rewards. And then also, the cooldowns are all kind of insane, too. When you get stunned, 120 seconds is absolutely insane. And he talks about more of this game losing charm and whatnot, and they need to listen to the community, which I also do agree. This game has a bunch of potential. There's, you know, nothing wrong with the game right now, or, well, there is. I lied. But today, we really need to fix a lot of stuff and fix the game, because, like I said, it has a lot of potential, and it could be one of the best games on Roblox and enemy tower defense. But that's all I have for you guys. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to like and subscribe, guys. Join my Roblox group, join my Discord server, all the good stuff, and I'll see you next one, guys. Peace out.